Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again with the only deck that you will ever need to learn in Clash Royale. If you play this correctly, you can outplay any matchup. If you're sick and tired of losing because of bad card cycles or bad matchups, this deck can win anything if you're better than your opponent. There's too many times that your opponent will go for like a random giant balloon at the start of the match, and you'll just lose the game because you just don't have your building in cycle. But because you've got skeletons, bats, and log, even if you have a bad hand at the start, you can always bounce to your building and be safe on defense. If you don't want to lose against bad players that randomly go in for clone bridge spam or giant graveyard at the start of the match, you've got poison to save your butt. Or if you're just simply annoyed about all the 2.6 Hog Rider players or people running log bait that have been on ladder for years now, this deck annihilates them. With a quick cycle of mortar, you will get damage on your opponent's tower every single time that they go in for a Hog Rider. Or if they've got log bait, you'll shut down their goblin barrel for a positive elixir trade every single time. Whenever I'm tilted, this is the deck that I turn to because I know, hey, if I'm better than my opponent, I'll win. And even when you lose, you can look back at your mistakes and play better in the next match. Let's go jump straight to some games and assert dominance with one of the best decks in Clash Royale. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. Thanks to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. All right, we got a game against Maddie. So shock 13. Hopefully we can shock him with our deck. I mean, this is one of those decks that is consistently played at the top of the world, so not too many people are playing it at this trophy count. And this guy's going to go in for Rage. Okay, we know exactly what he's running. It has to be Elixir Golem. There's no other person in the world that would just Rage in the middle.
It'd be like, I got this, fam.
So there's a chance he's able to go for Tornado or something on top of the bats and the skeletons, and then I would have to follow up with some shenanigans like Musketeer on the same side. I just made the prediction. I was like, I don't really want to mess around. If I went for a mortar, maybe he goes in for a tornado and then just gets directly locked on the mortar, and then I have nothing to go and pull the Elixir Golem. So I just didn't really want to lose that game, you know? Like, I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, but
I hate throwing against Elixir Golem. It's one of the dirtiest decks on this planet.
Okay, so he's exemplifying why Elixir Golem is so filthy. I wasn't even able to kill the battle healer.
Ugh, disgusting.
So I got to go for skeletons here. He knows that I'm going for bats. He knew that that was in cycle, or at least he should. I mean, he is an Elixir Golem player after all. You never really know with them. I'm going to go in for the miner in the back, and we're going to make sure that he has to drop something in the front and the back if he wants to deal with the miner. So it looks like this guy is not going to have the tornado version since we have already seen arrows. That's extremely good knowledge for us to have because now we don't have to worry about our musketeers getting yoinked into his big elixir golem push. So I'm going to go for a mortar here. I'd rather just cycle my mortar early so I can get back to another one. It's not that big of a deal, especially if you want to consistently go in for like Inferno Dragons here. That's going to be 2 mortar shots, I believe. Oh, no!
Robbed, I tell you.
I can't believe that Heal Spirit. That Heal Spirit finished it off right before I was able to get a hit. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to get that Valkyrie down. He's going to go for E-Barbs again, so I'm going to get bats here. And I don't think he's back to arrows immediately, so I'm going to go for a miner as well and play super aggressive. Because he's expecting the bats to die right now, but now he has to cycle arrows and be in a bad card cycle, so he's never able to use his elixir on offense. The entire time, this man has been on the back foot. We've been spinning him around like a ballerina, and Maddie hasn't been able to go anywhere but his side of the map. Kind of like is in his little prison, you know? You think the Goblin Cage is in a prison. Maddie is taking its place. So I can log the tower, or I can go in for another mortar or stack up musketeers. I think it's better for me to stack up musketeers because he doesn't have tornado. So if I can stack up a lot of these, this is going to be extremely problematic for our opponent. Usually when you have champions and you have got Golden Knight, sometimes you can cycle your Golden Knight in the back and then cycle multiple musketeers on the map because it's a 3-card cycle. So I like doing that as well. I like cycling my Golden Knight first if I have that in my deck. So I think it's imperative that I get bats down here just in case. I want to make sure that we win the battle at the river into all of the dragons because they're extremely obnoxious. I will sacrifice the first musketeer, but the second one will be able to pop off and give us profuse value. And I'm going to go in for a Valkyrie to keep this alive because I expect him to go in for Elite Barbarians. I'm going to be holding my log and hovering it. Okay, Inferno Dragon. That's interesting. I think I can poison here and then go in for a log and then damage down the blobs to the point that they're not going to be a huge problem. If the blobs die, then you get all the elixir and then you're able to defend everything relatively easily. So you guys are going to notice that I consistently kill the blobs as quickly as I can so then I can get my elixir faster. Also, if you're able to isolate the battle healer away from the elixir golem blobs, they're not able to heal the elixir golem, so you kill it quick and then you get all your value. That's one thing that I really like doing with this deck. So unfortunately, I didn't make the prediction with the bats there. I should have, to be honest, but it is what it is. I'll go in for the Valkyrie again. It looks like he's going to lose everything at the river. I can get bats down here to protect the Musketeer. And I can just make our own little Sim City out here. We're making our paradise out here, guys. Musketeer will be able to pop off and kill the Electro Dragon. I can follow up with the Miner in the safe spot. He's not got Tornado, so I don't think it matters anyway. Oh my gosh, is he really going to Elixir Golem right into double Valkyries? What is this mad lad doing? I feel like if you guys play against Elixir Golem and you're sick and tired of losing against it, this might be the deck for you because he has not touched in my towers yet, and this has been a very easy win. Look at that. So the mortar isn't going to lock onto the tower, but the miner sure will, and then I can go for a poison. I can cycle back to another miner poison because the mortar is going to get shooting the tower since the battle healer is too close, and this guy just gave up. Fewer tower damage. So if you guys want a deck to destroy Elixir Golem every single time, cycle Musketeers, you play defensive, and you make sure that they never have any opportunities going for Elixir Golem until double Elixir. All right, we got another one here. After crushing Elixir Golem with 0 tower damage, we are playing against Logbait. So this is one of my favorite matchups because if you think about it, there's not very many cost-effective answers that they have to mortar. Hypothetically, this guy could go for like an Inferno Tower, right? And that would be a horrible trade. Maybe he goes in for a Dark Goblin and gets assassinated by the mortar shot. And then we can follow up with the miner plus bats because the mortar will probably lock onto the tower. If not, we can pull back the prince and then have the mortar lock onto the tower while we get so much value with the bats. Oh my gosh, I was looking at that. I was eyeing it up. I'm like, I really want to. More than anything in the world. I wanted to go for that log, but I realized at that moment, if I did, I probably would have had a bad interaction afterwards, so I decided not to. I can go for another mortar. It will finish off the princess. The princess was pretty close to that. I don't think the Valkyrie hits. Oh, I had no faith in the Valkyrie. What is he doing? That Dark Goblin had a family, and you sacrificed him to me. Okay, the first game of the day was so chill, relaxing. It was a great vibe, and we crushed a dirty Elixir Gold player. This has been anything but insane. This has been total and utter chaos. This guy is just getting destroyed by a 4 elixir mortar, and he has nothing that he can do. The mortar died, yet it still got a hit on the tower.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
What is happening right now? What are these games that we're playing? This is definitely not Clash Royale. This is like some torture chamber for everyone that's running like different meta decks, you know? Like they're just getting wrecked. There's nothing they can do to me. I'm going to go for skeletons here, and then I can go for a Valkyrie and a miner push. I can even follow up with bats. You know, I can just keep up the offense right now. Because if you go Dark Goblin, you're not going to be able to kill the bats because it's going to target the Valkyrie, and then, you know, your guards and everything are going to die, and then the Valkyrie locks onto the tower, and then you become a super sad panda because you realize you're only at 300 HP. So I think I should have went for the Valkyrie there. There's no doubt in my mind that that was the right play. I would have killed all of the goblins at once. But for all intents and purposes, guys, this game is already over. He got slapped so hard.
A few slaps later.
So that had to be one of the easiest games I've ever played. If you play against Logbait, there's usually no way that they can ever break through because you have a fast cycle with Log, while the mortar breaks through and they can't stop the miner plus poison.
You cannot stop us.
All right, so we got a game against the Supreme Chad. Okay, dude, I feel you. I see you going in for the skeleton army at the start. You're spending 3 elixir when I'm only spending 1. You got to kind of like lavish the elixir and just show everyone that you are a big spender out here, a big baller. Dropping the Leap Barbarians in the back with their gold chains, their drip out here. I wonder what this guy's going to have. Skeleton Army and Elite Barbarians makes me feel like we're playing against a dirty giant graveyard player, but...
'Tis but a scratch.
Oh, the Musketeer stayed alive. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't expect that to work out so well. He misses one of the bats. What is up with people today and missing stuff? But that Musketeer does not miss. She hit hard, finishing off the bomber, and then allowing me to get all that damage simply because he missed one little berry of the bat. That bat hit a home run on your tower, bro. That thing is juicing out here. Maybe we can go in for like Musketeer to kill the Golem. The great thing about this is that even if you Golem, I Muskie here, I'm able to probably damage everything down. He's frustrated. He's already fuming. He's not having a good time right now because the mortar is going to lock onto tower because you're not even able to kill it with a Mega Man. You wasted 3 elixir. And now we're able to get extra shots. I can go in for a poison, hopefully, on top of the Night Witch bats. Oh, please, yes. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. There was a chance that it wasn't going to listen to me and then just, like, go back towards the Golem because sometimes Valkyries do stupid things. My Valkyrie, she grew a brain today.
Why you always gotta be so mean to me?
Let's go. Okay, so apparently I didn't grow a brain because that Skeleton Army is going to be a huge pain. Maybe I can log this and get some damage with the Musketeer onto the tower. I hope that's one hit. Oh, I wasted so much elixir there, guys. Well, my elixir bank won't thank me or, you know, forgive me for that, but maybe you guys will. Sometimes stupidity makes the game a little bit more fun. Okay, so I can cycle Musketeers in the back. Remember, he's got Elite Barbarians. You always have to pay attention to your opponent's card cycle. If I supplemented that Musketeer a little bit more with other stuff, I would just get E-Barbs. So I'm not a huge fan of that having that happen. I'm going to set up my mortar, and I can go for a Musketeer here, and he won't be able to lightning everything at once. So you usually want your Musketeer tucked in a nook and cranny here, and then if they continue to spam with stuff at the middle, you can defend it with skeletons, maybe even pull it with bats, depending on what I want to do. So he just zapped. He spent a lot of elixir. This is quite good for me because I can kill the Mega Minion and then I can poison on everything else. So if the Mega Minion dies, the Night Witch dies within the poison because the mortar shot it. And now he's going to have Elite Barbarians, so I think I want to kite them into my bat. This seems really dumb. Oh, no, the bat died. Well, now it's really dumb for multiple reasons. Okay, we're going to log this. I think the Musketeer might die. She should get tapped real quick. I'm going to go in for bats. I'm going to go in for a miner, and he's probably going to go golem. And I don't know if he's back to zap. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he misses bats like it's his job. Like, seriously, I'm wondering what's happening here. It's quite good for me. I'm able to go in for another mortar, and then it should pull the golem, and then it will also be able to kill everything else. If you log plus get a poison on top of the Night Witch, or you go in for like another thing of like going for a mortar shot plus poison on the Night Witch, that will work out wonderfully. So you can kind of just pick what you want to do. Okay, he's gonna zap that. That makes sense. I think I have to log this just in case, so then the Night Witch does die inside the poison, so he doesn't get too much value. And this guy's starting to play a lot better, you know.
Exactly as planned.
I got to give him credit where credit is due. He's probably going to go in for a golem anytime now. And I have Valkyrie and I have some other stuff. So see if we can get that to connect to the tower and hit the golem. That would be pretty nice. I'm going to follow up with a miner here with the bats. I want the bats to get tanked for a little bit of time. If possible, that would be optimal. And then I can go in for a log and kill the entire skeleton army and then also poison. Oh, actually, I just want to poison this. I think it kills the Night Witch. I can go in for another mortar here, pull that back, and then log and kill the Night Witch completely. And then I think that the golem should die here relatively easily. So remember, he has Elite Barbarian, so that's the only thing I'm a little bit scared about. And he's going to continue to spam stuff at the river because this is how these people play. They just body slam. Body slam and body slam everything at the river. Oh, man. I was going to say body spam, and then it turned out pretty weird. Okay, so the Musketeer isn't going to be able to kill the Mega Minion unless I... Oh, actually, never mind. I can just poison log and then cycle back to another miner and win the...
Why are we still here?
Game because he's going to skeleton army. Yeah, I made the prediction. Good stuff. I can go in for bats and then cycle back to another miner because it's just a little bit faster. I'd rather not go in for a mortar because there's a chance that he just goes in for a golem or something and body blocks it. But yeah, super easy win. If you guys are hating elixir golem players, if you guys are hating log bait players, if you're hating golem players, we're just going to win every single game today because if you're better than your opponent, you will win with this deck. It's cool to be able to say that because a lot of the times you're just like, oh man, I really wish I had a better matchup there. But if you lose with this deck, it's because of you, which is the best thing because you can always get better.
Oh, my fault. Oh, my fault.
All right, let's see if we can win every single game that we play today. This guy's got lava in his name, so is he gonna love the lava or nah? I'm gonna go for Skelly's in the back and we'll see what he's gonna do. Usually I want to go for Valkyrie if he's gonna go for a Lava Hound. Okay, that's an Electric Spirit. It's not a Valkyrie. Not a Valkyrie at the river type of moment, guys. It is not a Valkyrie at the river type of moment. This is 100% going to be Royal Giant since we see Electric Spirit and Skeleton King and all these shenanigans. But the thing that I do like about this is I can go for bats. Probably going for a miner here because his Electric Spirit is out of cycle. Even if you lightning, you can't kill the bats. What are you going to do? Are you going to go and click the ability for no reason whatsoever? You have no elixir. You are literally super dry out here, bro. What you going to do when that mortar locks the tower? I need that mortar to lock the tower because I told you guys it would. I'm going to log this as well, and I think it will happen. Good stuff. I can go for skeletons. I didn't do that fast enough. I was hoping that the skeletons could take priority from the Barbarian Barrel, so then, you know, we would get more mortar shots, but it is what it is. That's really clean. Look at all that damage that we got out here. So usually if you're running the Archer Queen version and you're running mortar, what you do is you go in for like the Archer Queen here, and then you go mortar here, and then they can't lightning everything, and then they just lose. That's generally what happens in this type of matchup, and it feels fantastic. When you've got Musketeer and Valkyrie, it's a little bit of a different story. So we're going to be trying to figure out what we can do. Maybe I can isolate everything so he's not able to hit it all at once. I'm going to go for a miner in the safe spot, and we'll see what we can do. I definitely want to get some extra damage here. I might want to cycle my Musketeer on the left-hand side, like as far as possible, so that I can go in for the mortar here and then still isolate everything. The Valkyrie seems like it's going to kill most of his stuff. I want to go in for bats here pretty early on. I think he's going to go in for a lightning or some shenanigans. So I'm going to go for skeletons, and then I can get back to another Valkyrie in the middle and shouldn't be having too many problems here. As long as the Skeleton King doesn't, like... Yeah, it's still getting skeletons on my tower. Even though it's like in the middle, it still spawned a skeleton directly on my tower. That's just a little bit broken if you ask me. But maybe you're not asking me. Maybe you just love the Skeleton King or something. Okay, I'm going to follow up with a miner and a spot that he's likely not going to predict. and he'll probably pull the Valkyrie instead. We'll see how much value I can get here. If I can get a poison down and hit the Fisher Boy and also hit the Hunter, this is amazing. This is a lot of value. This is really, really clean. That's all going to die, and then the mortar locks tower, and he has to barb barrel. So even if he does start the barb barrel, I was hoping that we would get that last shot, you know? Like in that log bait game when the mortar died and it still gave me the shot. Where's the shot now? Come on, mortar, be more consistent out here for me, bruh.
How dare you?
All right, I'm going to go for Musketeer, try to win the battle at the river. There's a high chance he goes in for a lightning. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I just go in for a defensive mortar. I can maybe go in for a prediction with bats and then like log the Electro Spirit that will probably come down. Yeah, that was so clean. So when you know what your opponent's card cycle is, you can make predictions and then just completely outplay them like that and then get value. That's what we try to do on a daily basis. It doesn't necessarily always work because sometimes people are slower and then they don't make the plays that they're supposed to. But when you push up further and further, people are generally going to make better plays. So you can kind of read into what you would do at a higher level if you had their card cycle. Okay, so we're going to go in for a miner here with bats and then try to poison on top of the hunter. And it looks pretty promising because I think that the hunter might even get shot by the mortar if I get lucky. I'm feeling really good about this. Yeah, let's go. That's awesome. That's so nice. Okay, so he's going to go and cycle another interesting decision of going in for the tombstone there. I don't think he's going to Electro Spirit because he saw that I pre-logged it last time. Maybe he does again. I don't know. Oh, I didn't hit it fast enough. So it's a hard timing to hit, to be honest. But it does work really well if you can do it. I'm going to poison just to get more damage. I think it's worth it. And then I can go in for a Valkyrie here because it's harder for him to deal with. And then I can go for Skeletons and predict him to go for Fisherman, and that's fine. Even if you go in for a pretty big extension of Elixir, if we're able to push back your Royal Giant, you shouldn't get another hit there. So I can go in for another Miner and then poison him out and probably be able to win this one if I can continuously drop my Miner in spots that he's not predicting. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm just going to play rinse and repeat, the fastest cycle you've ever seen. This is how Royal Giant players and Golem players just never want to be played against, because if they don't have Elixir, they can't defend and apply aggression at the same time, yet they have to defend their tower because the miner at 700 damage, I can just instantly take it with 2 pushes. And when you have such a quick card cycle of having 1 and 2 Elixir cost cards like us, I mean, it's just easy, ripe picking. As I said before, no losses today. I'm going to show you guys my battle log. Every single game has been a W in a row, and the only game that we cut out was the one with the log bait, because you guys don't need to see another log bait one if I've already beaten it earlier.
Nothing can stop me now!
Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an awesome rest of your day.